Oh, well, welcome to the Apartment 5A podcast. This is Roman, your host. I'm here with Drew and
Bro, why
Mike.
don't you try that again with a little more enthusiasm? Like, are you happy to be here at all,
I'm very
Roman?
happy to be here. I'm fucking
Sounds like
tired.
you is.
Fucking tired, man.
Harlan, you're fucking up right now. Fucking up.
You didn't
kid.
take your fucking Adderall today?
You didn't take your drugs?
I don't take Adderall.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should.
Thank
I
you,
don't
bro.
know.
Thank you.
Get
kid.
something fucking done for once. All right.
Yeah, the
All right,
videos
well,
just make themselves,
yeah.
right? They just show up. I just go on the computer and I find them. They're already done, and then I just post them.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome to Apartment 5A podcast. My name is Roman. I'm your host. I'm here with Drew and Mike. And,
It's
by this
Thursday at
time,
9, baby.
yeah, by this time you probably know what this podcast is about. But if you don't, it's about Seinfeld, a show. If you never heard of it, it's a show about some guys and some girls. They live in New York and they fucking have a grand
Some
old
guys,
time.
one girl.
Okay, some guys, one
If
girl.
you've never heard of it and you've been listening to our show,
Well,
this
yeah,
long,
if you're like,
and you still haven't heard of it,
oh, this
hey,
is about a
thanks for the
show.
support.
This is about a TV show. So anyway, tonight we're here to do a double episode, if you will. The first episode we're gonna do is called The Apartment, an episode in which Jerry Seinfeld, again, if you don't know him, look him up. He proposes that Elaine, his friend, can move into the building where he lives. And then after that, we'll do an episode
after
called.
That was a good synopsis.
we'll
That was
do
the
it.
first episode, guys.
It's
That was
a
it.
brief synopsis. And
Roman
after
did
that,
it. Roman did the apartment.
And then after that,
Can
we
we
smoke?
name Elaine?
Yeah, can we smoke cigs in here?
Absolutely not.
That'd be awesome if we could.
Oh my
Now we can
god.
Fire off some fucking cannon.
Can I hit that?
Yes.
You're hitting the
We're gonna
smoke
do
room.
pot
I
now.
don't know.
Roman.
And then after that, we'll do another episode called The Statue, where George gets in all types of conundrums
wait to
when a
edit this
statue
part.
is stolen by a metrosexual maid, if you will. He's
Metrosexual.
quite metrosexual.
Jerry's metrosexual if you want to get into it.
Look at this guy.
Look at that shit.
Gifted by Crispy Coil, Crispy Boyle.
Go
Shout
Crispy.
What?
out.
Yo, speaking
The-
of that guy.
The lighter?
Yeah.
Nice. Why
Is that a Zippo? Is that an actual Zippo?
Why is it pink? Is it significant for something?
Is it a Bacon times Air Max? Let me see.
I don't know if it's real.
What is it? Why wouldn't it be real?
I don't think they make fake Zippos.
Yeah, I think Zippos are relatively available now. They
Yeah,
still
you can
have.
just get them.
Well,
get
they
'em
have
at CVS.
They have good ones. and,
These are pretty
you know.
sick. This is pretty sick.
So, let's bring it in. So last week, guys, we
Yeah.
attempted to do our weekly show from
Went away.
one of our favorite spots.
My favorite place on earth I've ever eaten.
Okay. It's one of our haunts.
Better than Grandma.
One of our haunts, we've been there twice.
I've been in that building 3 times,
What?
but only twice as Andy's. It used to be a
Roman.
steakhouse.
Listen. All I know is
One of our haunts. One of our old haunts.
one of our haunts, one of our hangouts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yo, Andy, we're going there tonight.
Yo,
Sitting at the bar.
Peace to Andy's fucking place.
I'll never hear this.
The service is excellent.
Okay.
Fella was
Yo.
crazy.
Fella.
Fella was great.
My man Camel hooked us up.
He did. He hooked us up.
I was a little disappointed though with the steak quesadilla.
And the
Well, you know
crab
what?
cakes.
No, listen.
They were fucking amazing.
I think they were tuna cakes.
Either way, listen to me. That chicken quesadilla, I can still taste it in the back of my mouth. I haven't brushed my teeth since then.
I thought you
I got a
never.
piece lodged.
I thought you ate there every day since.
The
Well, yeah. I slink over, but I don't tell nobody.
Right.
Yeah.
the buffalo prong.
Oh, I didn't have any of that because I don't
Prawn.
deal with the from the C section. You guys dove deep, no pun intended, into the from the C
We should
section.
have
Well-
the salmon.
You know,
You guys should have had the tuna
listen,
tartare.
the
I
menu
had a
said
delectable tuna tartare
the menu
over there.
said
Not
under
for
the
Andy's.
appetizers.
No, not
I'm in
for
the
Andy's.
appetizers. The menu says try Andy's famous crab cakes. How the
Famous.
fuck can I not try it when they're co-signing it from the door? This is our shit.
And what
Right.
about their famous corned beef?
Yeah, they said that was the only place they made it like that.
Yeah, they corned it differently.
They
use
corn
actual
the
corn.
beef in house.
Well, whatever they did, they should have done
You know
something
what they
else.
did? They beat it with corn.
and that
slammed it
the
with-
turkey.
they
mean,
that
carved
I
those-
listen.
That turkey was clucking a few days before that. It was
The
fresh.
freshness was.
They carved it. Do you think fucking fella carved it?
I hope so.
My blueberry pancakes.
Those blueberries.
Oh, the succulence involved in them.
Those
The bite, they were
blueberries-
bursting with country fresh flavor.
Absolutely,
Those blueberries.
those blueberries were.
It was really
Yeah.
a delectable treat.
So
Frozen
we tried
flavor.
We tried to bring you guys just a taste of what we
Yes,
do
but
and
some-
where
yeah.
we're coming from.
The food was
Didn't really
too
work
good.
out that good. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we
do
got
it
a little
again.
too
yeah, the
hammered.
food was
Trust
too
me.
good. No, we're gonna have to go in there even more hammered and start it
I
hammered.
think we have to go in there and let them know what's up and have a live.
And
audience.
we'll bring a rig next.
We should do it live from Andy's.
We should.
I don't think they
And
really
we should
care.
invite some of our people to come out.
Oh, definitely.
Yo, if you like Seinfeld and you're in the area, stop by Andy's and kick it with us at the booth.
That's fucking right.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
come on
like
up. Anyone that
100
comes up, I
people.
buy him a free
And they're
dessert.
like, wait, what episode?
Yo, I'm
The
trying to
peanut-
spend $300 at Andy's, so I'll give a dessert to anybody that comes up.
Dude,
Peanut butter cheesecake was
I
fucking
fucking left my. What did you do with that
Throw
carrot
it
cake?
out. What do you think I did with discarded food in my car?
It was a
You
dead
think I
stock
kept
piece. You should have
What
ate
do we
it.
order?
Hey, I don't know it was
carrot
dead
cake?
stock.
I ate mine.
And
right?
I didn't know until the next day. I mean, it was cold that night, so it didn't matter. But it sat in the car all night. It was wrapped up. It would have been nice.
I would.
Bro,
if
we
we
should've
could
played
go to
Cold
Night
Cocks that
Kitchen
night
right
after
now.
we ate.
We can go there right now.
Where,
Roman,
the
don't
Night
tempt
Kitchen?
me.
No, the Night Kitchen.
No, we're gonna go to Andy's and just blast off a couple desserts and we'll fly back. Look, Roman's into it because he's hungry.
Barstool said that Del Sanders was the best cheesesteak in Philly.
Yeah, it was
Crazy.
Weird.
Wait, they said that?
Yes, it was posted yesterday.
I'm not mad at
I
it.
said, why? That's because you're an idiot.
But it's
That's
not.
because
You could
I've
be
eaten
like,
a
"Oh,
million
okay."
Del Sanders cheesesteaks in my life because it's
And they're
fucking
not
my
the
neighborhood.
best. You know they're not the best. They're okay. They're good. Listen, as all those places go, they're all equally good. I wouldn't say any of them are better than the rest, though. They're all equally good. Now, I mean,
Yeah.
you know who's opening tomorrow, guys.
They said they
Do you
were.
know who's fucking opening
Yeah,
tomorrow?
we're firing.
You're going to have to fire off an order for me.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we
Mike,
may need multiple orders tomorrow.
Mike-
Jared, we're gonna need some
Mike,
stuff tomorrow, Jared.
Speaking of which, Tuesday I might need you to fire off if possible for me.
Roman. So,
What?
You're high, kid.
A little bit.
You're high, kid.
So anyway, there's a show. It's called Seinfeld. We love it, and we fucking make a podcast about it. And we're gonna blast off with the first episode of our double header tonight. The motherfucking apartment.
Let's blast into this. Yeah, the apartment here. We got season 2, episode 5. The apartment
Yeah, good one.
premiered.
Pretty good. Not my favorite episode.
Premiered
but
April
pretty
4th, 1991.
good. Yeah. So what the fuck happened in this episode?
Well, it starts out the first scene. Jerry's doing stand up as usual. It's a bit about painting his apartment. He keeps talking about how they get smaller and smaller, and I thought this was weird because how much are you painting your fucking apartment?
yeah.
Well,
2,
I
3
see.
times, you know.
You know what's interesting?
It's
I
hard.
Didn't,
It's a stretch for a bit.
I didn't
Yeah.
get this joke until you explained it, and realized that he's talking about the layers of paint are coming in. off
like
the
he
wall.
like he did 1,000 trillion layers,
Right.
and that's bullshit.
Well, I think the implication is that it's a rental, and he's just another layer in,
Yes.
1,000 layers of tenants.
But I was saying it's funny because but he mentions every time he paints it, it gets smaller. But he is always doing renovations in there and
He
changing
says
it.
as in he's painted it multiple
Yeah,
times
because he
himself.
says that the outlets keep pointing out more and more that looks like a pig's nose in the wall.
Ah.
You know, they just get
Yeah.
painted over. So he's wearing a pinstripe sports coat, and we fire off into the second scene, which is at Jerry's apartment. And Kramer is talking to Jerry and George, and he is all moosed up. He's
He comes in, he moose. That's
Yeah, covered in mousse. It's
great.
Did you ever use mousse or gel?
Yeah, of course. No, I've used moose.
Yeah,
I've used moose.
I used
gel,
to use
it all.
mousse as a kid.
I used a pomade
Yeah.
style matte
Yep.
gimmick.
I had the LA Looks gel back in the day.
Dude, I
That
had,
was there used to be Depp. There was
Yes,
a brand
yes.
called Depp.
Yo, they always looked like the Def Leppard album cover because there was like triangles and colors.
Yeah, it was
And I
abstract
think it's saying
art.
Depp made me think that was like the. I just was like, what the fuck?
when I had my mohawk, I used fucking the strongest fucking. It was basically glue to fucking get it to stick up, and it still wouldn't because my hair's too curly. It wouldn't go straight.
Really?
And then I shaved it off a week later.
Well, Kramer loves the moose, and he says his life pre-moose, post-moose. It's better.
It's
better
changed.
Than ever.
It's
Post-moose.
He's
insane.
living his best life
Um,
with the moose.
Yeah.
Yes. Jerry and Elaine are in shock at the moose. So he mentions that they're going to watch the New York Marathon at Elaine's friend's house.
A brunch.
A brunch, yeah, where they're going to watch everyone cross the finish line, and it's just. Listen,
I guess that's a New York thing.
I guess
We
so.
don't
If
have
you
any
live
marathon-
there,
we
like
have any marathon?
We have the Philadelphia Marathon.
yeah,
the Broad Street Run. But my question is, do people go to watch them? Like they just
Yeah.
go
I mean,
over the line? That's
This
it.
is like
Oh,
91. They didn't have.
Who
anything
won?
else
Oh,
to
this
watch.
guy.
No, it's like the Manny Young bike race. Like people fucking come from all over to
Dude.
watch them pass.
Yo.
It's an enormous thing.
back in the day though, they had the Red Bull Soapbox Derby back then.
Yeah.
Remember that shit? I used to watch that.
Well, so they're talking about this, and you hear Harold and Manny, who are the building superintendents, arguing out in the hallway over a vacant apartment. The tenant died, missed whatever, and
Yeah.
it was one of the old ladies.
Excuse me.
This is actually their only appearance.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be in the Newman suicide episode.
What, Manny and Harold?
Yes, but they were scrapped from the episode because
Glenn
the subplot
Shaddix.
was cut down a little bit. What's his name?
Glenn Shaddix.
Is that Otho?
That's Otho.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's
Who?
Otho from Beetlejuice, and he's very
Yeah,
Otho-esque.
from Todd
was?
McFarlane.
Deliver me from LL Bean.
Wait, no, who was it in Seinfeld though?
Harold from
Harold.
Harold and Manny, the
Ah,
superintendent.
really?
Harold,
I haven't
Harold
seen-
and Manny.
They're clearly a
That movie
couple.
all the time.
Yeah, they're a
Dude,
couple.
Manny had the fit on lock too. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
looked like
He looked
like
like
a current day.
It's so crazy that like all the extras in the show, they look like kids like how people dress now.
Yeah.
But not Jerry. Like Jerry is the only like Jerry and like George kind of I feel like, but like Jerry not really. But then all the people they like meet, the exterior characters, all are like dressed like kids now.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, they're telling them that the apartment's there. It's rent controlled. It's only $300 a month.
Crazy.
Jerry calls dibs on the apartment for Elaine. Kramer comes. They go back in. Kramer's outfit's crazy. Jerry
his
tells
shirts are
Elaine,
banging in this
"Do you want
episode.
to? What does he say to her? How's he
Do you want to
mention it?
sit or stand?
Yeah,
He says sitting is good for fainting, standing is good for jumping up and
Yes.
down. Breaks it
Yeah.
down to her.
he tells her about the apartment. She freaks. She does the get out, and she pushes him.
You know, that's the
Yes.
first time we see her
Really?
do
That
the
bit.
get out
And
push.
she used to do that in
First
college. When
There's
she was in
another-
school, she did it, and people would. Like, it was a thing she used to do. She would push.
Wait,
people.
really? That's where they got that from?
Yeah, it's from her. She
Wow,
used to do
that's
it. Yeah.
wild. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she did this in college. So what were we saying?
Yeah, that was the first
Oh.
time in this episode that we see Elaine do that. That's her thing.
Jerry has instant regret when he tells her because she talks about being over there all the time, and he's like, "Fuck, you know, they used to date, and now it's going to be a."
Now,
whole
it's
problem,
A weird
you
thing.
know, he doesn't wanna
thinks
get all
it's gonna
caught
be a
up.
Weird thing.
So it goes back to stand up, and he's talking about life being better as a movie. Quick little cut, you know, they're getting shorter on these little stand up bits, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever, here and there. To the next scene where they're in the cafe. George walks out, meets Jerry at the front of Monk's. We rarely see
Right.
the front.
You never saw the front, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't really make sense when
It's
you
the
see
same-
the
it's
picture
different.
of it from
No,
the
it's very
street.
different, right?
So they named Monks after Thelonious Monk.
Really?
Did not know that.
Yes, the staff named it that
Okay.
after in the
Wow.
show because it's not called Monks in real life.
Okay,
So
I did not know that.
yes, Jerry tells George about apartment mishap. He's like, "How the fuck could you do that? How that's insane." She's gonna be there all the time, and he says, I'm an idiot. And they argue about who's the bigger idiot. You think you are, I'm the bigger idiot. Now this comes back later. What does he say? Yeah, so he's telling him how he's going to have all of his sex and escapades out at women's apartments.
ruined.
It's like a permanent road trip, which I thought was funny. You know what I
Right,
mean?
no home field advantage.
Yeah, you're never going to be home. Yeah, home bed advantage, he calls it.
I think he's over exaggerating.
Well, this is the thing. I just put it this way. I'm like, Elaine's above him.
Right.
All you do is just come in.
Yeah.
Right. If you've lived in an apartment building, you and me, we both, like, how many people do you
Yeah.
how often do you see the person?
No, you'd have to seek each other out at
Right,
that point. It's
right.
not like you're next door
Right,
neighbor.
and she's
next door
kind of
neighbor. You
there-
hear the door shut.
She's there all the time now. So, like,
Exactly.
how much more would she really be? Maybe a little.
Yeah, I was gonna say at night
That
she's
would-
doing
that
her
would
thing.
change.
Yeah,
I think
you know.
he's overreacting. with
Well,
this.
yeah, that's definitely making it a thing. So George mentions his wedding band theory, where women are way more interested if you have the wedding band on you, and Jerry instantly offers up Kramer's father's wedding band.
Yes.
And it goes right into the next scene where they're at Kramer's door. He gives him he's giving George the ring.
But he also, doesn't he say, like, what are you doing? Why don't you get
Because you're a good-looking guy.
get some hair
Get some plugs or
He tells
or
him
a
to get
piece.
a hairpiece.
Yeah,
Fucking great.
Kramer is always he
A
loves
big
the piece.
advocate for a hairpiece.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
loves it. He says you
Big
look great.
advocate.
He thinks
Yeah.
George looks great in a piece.
Yeah.
You know, you're a good-looking guy.
We'll get into that later with Gary
Um,
Fogel.
Yes. Harold and
Gary
Mandy
Fogel's
argue
classic.
again. They explain that the apartment got taken. Someone offered $5K, and Manny took it. Harold is pointing the finger, and Jerry is super hype. Elaine doesn't have $5K. He's even Steven. I mean, before they even mention it,
Yeah.
ever since they mention it, and I've watched the show over and over,
It's
it's
crazy.
constant. It is
Yes.
nonstop. It's already happened 100 times in the first 10 episodes we watched. Even Steven. Sorry, guys, the fox is screaming.
Can they hear you think they'll have the fox?
There's
screaming?
no way the whole fox.
Okay, good.
Maybe.
Um,
I actually don't even know.
So, Jerry tells George, this is going to take some heavy acting. We got to pretend to be upset. George claims every second of his life is a lie. And Jerry, in this scene, is wearing black jeans with an orange sweater, like a big sweater, skinny jeans, and trainer SC too.
Yeah.
In this episode as well as the next
Yeah,
one.
it's the same shoe.
Yes.
He's wearing it both ones. It
Elaine-
looks great. I want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah, it's like white with a little charcoal and some navy and some sport blue on it.
Sport blue. Yeah.
Yep.
Looks really good.
Think of the time, Sport Blue. That's around the time the 6 came out. Sport Blue for years on all the blogs before that, all the sneaker things. It was SPT, and everyone thought it was September Blue, and it was a fucking thought and a theory and a rumor with sneakers for years, and they called them September Blues. And then I guess
didn't know
somebody
that.
got the original packet and finally posted some
Why
OG
would,
shit.
I would go sport like that. To me, that
They
says
were called
sport.
September
Why
Blue.
September?
I don't know.
That's
I think
weird.
people just thought I don't know. But the people thought it was called September Blue.
Wow.
Strange.
Sport Blue. They just retro
The world may never know.
The world may never know, but
But he's got the Sport Blue Trainer SC2s on.
Great.
Great shoe. Those old original versions of them were so nice. Thick
Leather. yeah, you can see it in one. I'm not sure if it's this episode or the next one. He's sitting on a stool, and there's a great side shot of it, a great flex shot.
Yeah, the next one. Yeah,
You can see
really
how
see
good
that
the
shoe.
quality is.
So Elaine walks in. She enters. She's very happy. She's singing. George is like, who is prepared to lie, sees how this is going to crush her, and he has to just walk away. Jerry tells Elaine about the 5K. She
Yeah.
can't move. It's upsetting. Kramer walks in. What's wrong? I need 5K. Loan her to 5K.
Yeah, and
What-
this is a bit they always come back to with Kramer. I feel like
Yeah, him
blowing up the spot like
Mhm.
all the time.
Sometimes you need him to, and whenever you don't need him to, he always fucking. He
Yeah.
did it in the last one with the girlfriend.
Cotton Dockers.
Yes.
Just
Cotton
did it.
Dockers. Last episode, yes.
Last
Yes.
episode, right.
What about the episode where Jerry says, "Hey, come in and introduce yourself," and he comes in and he's like,
Yeah.
"How you doing?"
I
and
know.
then
I
leaves.
tried. Yeah.
Yes.
No, George did. I tried. Yeah. So, Crane. What's 5K between friends? You
Yeah.
know,
Or a piece of
lend
shit.
her the money.
He's
Basically,
speaking for
guilts
Jerry.
into it.
And he's speaking for her.
Yeah.
So she leaves. Jerry, well, she tells Jerry, this might take me a long time, even years to pay you back. Years.
Yeah, of course.
You know, that's a long time. And she leaves, and Jerry just snaps on Kramer. He says, "You see, you're not normal. You're a pod."
Yeah,
A
Call him
what?
A pod.
he calls him Pod.
A pod?
Yeah.
What do you... What? What do you mean? A pod?
This fucking guy. I don't
No.
know. I mean, it's just like a pod.
Like a pod. Like not. Did you ever see like Invasion of the
I
Body
was gonna say that's
Snatchers?
what it's
No.
based off of.
Jesus, man.
You mean like a pod of...
How do you not know like
It's an
anything?
alien. It's an alien.
What are you...
All right, it's like
We got to add this to a list we got to do because now he doesn't know pod. He doesn't know humping something. He doesn't know.
Wait, let me. You've seen this episode many times, right?
He just thought
Yeah.
it was something.
Well, what'd you think was going on? At
I don't
this
know. There's a
particular
lot
point
of stuff in this
dialogue?
show where I'm just like, cool. Like, I just get it. They make a reference to something. I don't know what they're talking about. I just let it go. Happens all the time. It's like ink and ink. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know.
Think of.
I got no idea.
So, you know, oh, I think he's telling her that, and then I think Elaine comes back in, and she says, "I'll take it," right? Because I have it written down. I'll take it. I don't know why. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, the next scene, they're at Elaine's friend's house watching the New York Marathon, and
Yeah.
George pretends to be married.
Yes. Oh my god, this is a great scene.
Yes. So he's talking to a couple different chicks. You know,
Teresa Randall,
Yes.
Hottie
Yes.
from Girl 6.
She's the last one he talks to, right? He talks to the one chick,
She's the black
then he
girl.
talks to the Asian girl, then he talks
Yes.
to the black girl. Yes.
Yes. Quick little other footnote. Julia Louis-Dreyfus' stepsister is in this episode
Yes.
Really?
as an extra in.
In this scene, I believe.
In
I
this
have this
scene.
written down somewhere.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
She was in quite a few Seinfeld episodes.
Yeah.
She credited because
I don't know if she's credited, but she
I don't
played the
have her-
waitress at Monk's in later scenes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, like with a speaking role, or just like? She was
no,
just-
I
It
don't.
was her half sister. They shared a mother.
No, but yeah.
Maybe as a waitress, maybe with like a semi speaking or like a
No, but I'm talking about like the girl. Is it the girl who gives the finger, or is it fucking
I don't know. It
Manor?
might could be. I mean, it could be the girl
We'll have
at
to
the
look that
counter one of the
Right,
times.
yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a
Yeah.
million of them.
So they're there, and then the race is happening. She's like, she's so excited, and Jerry is just like this fucking idiot. He can't believe that she's so excited over this race, and he's like, you know, putting it in the way he would. What's there to see? A woman from Norway, a guy from Kenya, and 20,000 losers.
Yes.
It's true though.
Yeah, of course.
Two
Who the
win-
fuck wants to see a
Two
marathon?
winners and 20,000 losers.
Wait, what do you
do you
mean?
want?
That's
Wait.
like the most boring fucking thing.
Wait, what do you mean two
you
winners?
can watch because you think about
You
it. Now
got the-
listen to this.
I think you have your either first and second, or you might have a female and a male
Ah,
participant.
Listen to this though. That's got to be like one of the worst fucking things you would want to watch.
Yeah.
But
it's
think about
terrible.
it. Yeah.
What do you?
don't see the whole thing because you can't go. From
No, you
the
only
beginning
see
to
the-
right. You
This
only see
marathon comes up many times in the show.
like these people who stand online at a marathon. Yeah,
Jean-Paul,
these people
Jean-Paul.
in New York.
John Paul.
I love Jean Paul.
Me too.
Fucking guy's great.
And George is showing off the ring. He's flailing his hand. The ring works. Elaine introduces him to somebody from her short story class. What?
Yeah,
You're
it's,
taking a
She's trying to be
short.
a writer.
That is true. Yeah. I guess I just thought of like how like corny it sounded, but I'm like, yeah, she was a writer. You know, she was trying to write a Murphy Brown script at one point. She did.
True.
She did write a
She wrote
Murphy Brown.
That's the
Yeah.
best.
It's a great episode.
So George, it cuts to George, and it's him just claiming that being a matador is simple. You know,
Yes.
you just move the town.
Yeah, this Matador theme is always. They're always. Remember that she says she dated
Enrico,
the Matador.
what does he call himself?
Enrico
Oh,
Caruso.
yes, Caroccio. Like it's so weird.
Because it's probably something that sticks in Larry's head that he just can't
Yeah.
respect a matador.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like something he can't like just get closure on.
Yeah, it's the way he stands.
Right, whatever.
The
Or it's
matador.
bullshit, you know, and he's right. It is. You wave the thing, you run away.
I saw a bullfight once.
I know, Roman. You ran with the bulls.
I
Didn't you?
did.
You like the
The
Funkhauser
picture.
nephew.
Again, Jerry's worried
No, I
about the
did see a
same building
bullfight.
cramping the style with Elaine. They're talking about it. You know, they say that it doesn't. The third girl, what's her name? Hitting on George.
Oh, Teresa. I'm sorry. What the fuck?
What
Pulled
happened?
me off guard there.
Oh,
Teresa Randall.
yes.
Okay.
So she is. They have the idiot talk for the second time in this episode, and who they're claiming back and forth who's the bigger idiot.
Yes.
And he says, "Not only did I turn down free tickets to any game,
Yeah, because one girl worked at for Madison.
Yeah, she worked for
Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden, and she said I could get tickets to any sporting
a
event.
lifetime of guilt-free sex,
That's-
and then what was this third
I
one?
can't remember. No, I think he just says those. I think he
A
just
lifetime
says
of guilt-free sex.
free
He says, "A
tickets to
little
any
respect for
event."
me. I am Costanza, for I am Costanza, the Lord of the Idiots."
Yes.
Yeah, and then the girl yells out the window.
Yes, and he
You're
goes,
all winners.
"Yeah, you're
all
all."
winners.
Yeah.
And they can't. They
No,
look back.
of course
It's like how
not.
mean you look at Roman.
Right. Yeah. Like
And
you
they
look
look
at
and
me.
discuss, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a contender for a bigger idiot." And fuck, what was I just gonna say about that? Lord of the Idiots. Oh, Jerry was originally supposed to, I think, say that, and they had it go to George because it made much more sense for George to be the Lord of the Idiots.
Okay.
Yeah. So the next scene, they jump to Jerry's apartment, and he's going to tell Elaine that he can't.
Yeah.
That it's not a good idea, right?
Right.
It's not good. It's not good. Let's see.
But somebody comes in.
Well, yes, but right before that, they show George. He's on the phone with George, telling him to butter his finger because he got the fucking ring stuck on his finger.
yeah, use some axle grease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where Kramer walks in with a purple flower button up, moosed hair. And that's what
Looking
you're saying.
smooth.
And he found someone.
And he found someone, right, for $10,000,
Yep.
which pretty much.
When they're so look, this is where I'm fucking. So when they're saying $5,000, are they just offering, hey, I'll pay
Well,
this to get that apartment?
Yes,
Yeah.
like
It's a
if
finder's
you could, yeah, like you could, like if there's in New York, it's much more common, I guess. I don't know from
Probably
experience.
like a
but
courtesy
they
to
have
keep you
like
moved into
apartment
that.
buildings are much bigger, and they have like supers and
Yes.
managers. And these guys pretty much run the fucking show for the property owner. They live there, they collect rent, they know everything that's going on. So yeah, when it's their job to do that, get another, tenant in there. Yeah, dude, a $400 apartment.
Yeah.
I sent you guys that thing on Jerry's apartment this week, and I don't know if either of you's read it.
So yeah, break down the rent.
It talks about how much. Well, let's get it out. It was in Esquire.
Damn,
From-
your legs are looking.
What?
I've been working out a lot.
Roman looks like Bert Kreischer when he was. I actually found a picture of Bert Kreischer. It looks identical to you.
What?
It looks like Roman.
Oh, bro.
I'm
And
gonna
they
get a
sound
call.
and act
So-
like it, too.
So, Esquire magazine recently did an article called "What's the Deal with Jerry's Apartment?" See, the internet kind of went abuzz the other day when somebody posted a floor plan of Jerry's.
What happened?
Somebody posted a floor plan, I believe, on Reddit, basically saying that the way Jerry's apartment is laid out, it couldn't really exist the way the hallway is outside.
Yeah, could not.
Because if you go outside of Jerry's apartment, he's evenly across from Kramer on a who's that? Roman?
Roman would have goatee.
That's Roman. So, I guess that,
Okay.
like I said, that sent the internet world abuzz. So,
Yeah. So
Esquire did a whole story on it that I'd like to talk about real quick.
yeah, let's run through this because
Sure.
they break down a few things,
They do.
inaccuracies.
Right. So you want to open it up too, or do you have it? Or so it says, like we just said, the way the hallway is, obviously, it's obviously doesn't work because Jerry's front door is on an angle, but we both know the hallway
The kitchen's cut out of the corner.
is directly across from Kramer.
Yes.
So outside, that just wouldn't work.
Would not work.
I mean, unless it,
You can just suspend disbelief, obviously.
Yeah, you just gotta suspend it.
Right. And there's another other jump in logics. Like they say, how could Jerry, who's a moderately successful comedian, afford an Upper West Side apartment, even in the 90s? Something like that area would be somewhere around $25.60 a month back then.
25.60.
Back
Yes.
then?
Back then, yes.
Jesus.
Bro,
Now,
that's way
now,
more than
well,
we
they
were
just
saying.
said now, or I think now it says adjusted for inflation, that would be like paying $46 a month now.
5K a month.
Yeah. And that's, of course, there's Kramer's apartment, which, among other things, has a hot tub.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
installed.
and it goes into, could be an explanation.
So 25. But see, this is the thing. What if Jerry got that from a dead tenant that was rent controlled?
Could have.
Yeah,
What if
it's very
Jerry was only
possible.
paying $250 a month? For real.
It's very
Because Elaine's about to pay $400. So Elaine's apartment is going to be the same as Jerry's.
So if he was paying
$2,500, but she's about to get it for $400.
2,500 versus 400. That's crazy.
All-
mate. That-
Yeah, I don't know, man. These numbers seem crazy because that seems so high. And 400 seems so cheap that they'd be like, there's no way we're letting someone get grandfathered in.
right.
Maybe
Oh,
he was making that kind of money.
It's very possible.
It
There's
is
a whole
possible.
episode about how rich he is, basically.
I mean, if
Kramer's
he was
all upset.
If he,
grinding
made
it
100,
out,
if he made 100 grand back then, he'd be fine.
yeah, he could swing that.
Yeah.
You got to remember, well, I guess he does have a car and all
What's
that.
12
And
times-
if his rent's that and he's making that money, then it makes me think that that jacket that he bought, it's
He
up
can
there.
afford the jacket. Well,
Yeah.
so just food for thought.
Yes.
Because, like we were saying, the internet was abuzz all about Jerry's apartment.
Very much so.
This is 2021, and people are still getting crazy about it.
It
which
really,
I think is excellent.
absolutely. So he says he found someone to pay $10K. He's a musician. Kramer totally redeemed himself. He said sometimes I look out for the humans.
Yes.
So,
Pod.
because he's a pod.
Sure,
He looks out
whatever
for the
that
humans.
means.
The next scene, they're at Jerry's apartment. Elaine, Manny, Harold, and Jerry.
Yeah, they're looking up.
The new neighbors are in a band. They are fucking jamming out to some
What were
fucking
they
shit.
playing?
Something. It sounded like a preset on the fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
And this is Kramer. Kramer found this guy.
Yeah, Kramer got that guy. Kramer comes walking in dressed to golf with a golf club. And they're saying it never stops. Kramer goes, "Oh, the
What
next
else
one's
they
my
say?
Yeah,
favorite."
the next one's my favorite, yeah.
What? What's the next one?
That's what he just says. That,
Kramer goes, "Oh, I love the one they play next after this."
yeah.
Does
Um,
anybody notice what Harold says?
What's he say?
It stinks up there.
That's right.
What's it stink like?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Where were they
true.
getting
Kramer's buddy. He's got a lot of cash to move in an apartment. Where's Kramer? No guy in the music business.
Oh, man. We got
We're
him.
linking things here.
Kramer was like, "Yo,
Together.
Kramer's like, "Yo, I'll just move this."
Stumbled
guy in."
upon, I just stumbled on this just now.
Just now, yeah.
now.
Because yo, think about it too. If that was one of
I
Kramer's,
watched it earlier.
one of Kramer's customers or his plug, maybe.
This is what
Fuck.
I'm saying. I'm gonna go customer probably.
Well, yeah, Kramer moved him right in there. He goes,
But
"Yo,
he
if
knew
I'm
somebody,
banking,
right? I know somebody. I
Kramer's-
love this song. Harold, it smells up there.
Yeah.
Kramer knew somebody had 10K. Found him in a day. Boom.
Weird. Strange.
Interesting stuff.
and even take it to like further, like Kramer associated with that girl. Remember, he dated her, the one who thought he died.
Speaking of which,
Yingling?
yeah, no, the joint.
Oh yeah.
We
remember,
had one.
Remember Kramer?
Or did you want to die it out?
No. Remember Kramer was dating that girl that thought he was
Yes.
dead and threw him in the river.
Yes.
What's he doing associating with?
I woke
with
up in the
with
East
fucking,
River in a
girl that's
sack.
That tight with like.
Well, we're gonna get to all his
She was at the mafia.
associations
Yeah.
at one point. What we're saying
And
is,
cut.
so they're arguing about, you know,
Yeah.
Kramer's like comes in with the golf club.
He
love
loves
this
this song.
Starts rocking out. Finn.
So it goes into the last scene,
Man.
which is Jerry stand up, and he is talking about people being loud and talking about being in the movies and how has to shush people, and how he used to be a shushee and now he's a shusher.
Yeah.
And he's saying in the movie you can't shush some of these people, and it's just funny. He calls them the Unshushables. I thought that gave me a laugh.
Like the Untouchables.
And this was a couple little facts about this episode. It was the first episode in the new time slot after
right.
Cheers, and it was renewed because of that. And they got picked up for a small run of a third season, and then clearly
Did you
renewed.
also know that this was the first episode after a 2-month hiatus?
Yes, yeah, I know they took them away for a little
They
bit. Yep.
took it away.
Why
2
is that?
months, yeah, because it was considered for cancellation.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so the new time slot helped boost the show's ratings, obviously, and it got renewed after the third season. It was watched in 15.7 million homes, making it the 9th watch program of the week it was broadcasted.
Wow.
And then another little fact is someone that worked on the show, Joan Van Horn. She had an extra role. She was feeding the baby.
Now,
in a cafe.
another statistical point of that is the Cheers audience was 20.5 million. Cheers was like on its way
It didn't
out.
catch half of them on the way though.
I
Well, my
never,
point
I
is
never
Cheers
watched it.
was on its way out at that point. Jerry's very early, and he's got 15.7. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Just to scale that,
Yeah, I think they said they wanted 15 to 18 million viewers or some shit. That was the number they were going for. It's a lot of people back then, dude.
Dude, is Cheers good? I
Just
never
think about
watched
it.
it.
Like a good podcast now, if a good podcast got 20 million views.
Cheers, I mean,
I went to the Cheers bar in Boston.
I don't know if you would,
I think it's funny. It's just an easy show to watch. You can put it on. It's like it's funny.
Yeah.
smile.
The extras were good.
Right.
And they
Carla,
had-
the waitress.
So-
What
have
about
spin-offs.
the Seinfeld episode where he has motherfucking the guys on with Corbin Burnson? The trip.
I just saw George Wendt in a killer episode of Murder, She Wrote the other day.
Did you?
Is that who that guy was?
So you like Murder She Wrote, Drew?
Nah, I just threw it on the TV the other morning. And
Wait.
It was on that channel.
Jessica Lansbury.
My other question is the spinoff of Cheers was motherfucking Frasier, right?
Frasier.
I heard that shit's trash.
There's people that
Frasier?
live by it and love it.
I never thought it was trash. I think it's decent.
Yeah, some
It's
people.
not bad. I used to watch it
Some people.
because it would come on like right before Seinfeld on syndication.
Oh, really?
No, it wasn't that bad. Frasier's not a bad show.
Okay.
You know.
Meow.
We are here to talk about. Yo, I actually, this is I like this episode.
Oh, this
The
episode's
apartment.
fucking amazing, dude.
It's good they do a sting.
The statue. Yeah, this episode is one of the ones that since the beginning. So, like I said, I don't know. I'm sure there was whole years where I missed entire seasons of Seinfeld being a kid.
Oh yeah.
But I would definitely see parts of one or some of
Right.
one. And I don't know if I probably didn't watch this whole episode, but I think this was probably one of the early ones I saw and was like, it's one of those ones. Kramer's got a great part. It really just makes you like, it brings
I love-
you into the show.
I love Ray and Rava. They're fucking great.
They are amazing, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Damn, I forgot to write down Ray's fucking quotes. You know what? Script book.
Yeah, you should have.
Bang.
There you go.
Is that
There we
every
go,
script?
baby.
So
Yeah.
so we start off the show.
Oh,
The,
yeah. Wait, let me open up.
Jerry is doing a stand-up bit.
Yeah, so they
Feels weird around this maid,
Is that what he's doing?
right?
No,
He
this
opens
is where he's
up.
talking about
that's the-
Publishers Clearinghouse and how
Oh, you may have
apparently I've already won. And that, I just wrote down Publishers Clearinghouse and who was it? Jim McMahon that ran
Ed
that?
McMahon.
Ed McMahon,
won. Ed McMahon.
who apparently was always just hammered on the fucking Johnny Carson show.
Who's the-
Jim McMahon was a quarterback. for the
Quarterback.
Bears.
That's why I was going. Were they the same name or not? But I'm like, oh, it's Ed McMahon.
Who's
Jim
the-
McMahon was a rapping quarterback.
You rap? Wait, who's that McMahon?
He was Johnny Carson's sidekick,
Who's Johnny
And
Carson?
Yes.
and he did the sweepstakes for Publishers Clearinghouse.
Publishers Clearinghouse.
They
And
would-
he also
Is it
He-
clearing
he
or
was-
clearance?
clearance.
Is Johnny Carson? Johnny Carson's that guy on Late Night, right?
He
Or was.
He was the original guy. Yeah, late night, the Late Show
Shit.
with Johnny Carson. Tonight Show. I'm sorry, with Johnny Carson.
Then who to go? Jay Leno?
It went to Leno.
And then now.
Well, it was going
it's-
to Leno, but then
Well,
didn't
there
it-
was like
it
a
went-
big thing.
Did you ever see the Late Night War movie?
Never.
It's good.
Yeah.
There's two people that play both of them. It's an HBO movie from
Yeah,
back in the
Jay
day.
Leno and David Letterman went kind of head to head
Yes.
for it.
It went
It's a big
to,
deal.
but it went to. It didn't go to Leno. It went
You
to.
fucking
It went to
sneeze one
Letterman,
more
right?
time, Roman.
Didn't Letterman get Carson's spot? And then Jay Leno got the NBC deal. Then the same thing kind of happened with Leno and Conan. Conan took over
Conan, me and Mike
Leno. Then Leno didn't like that he was doing a different show and took Conan's time slot back. That's
Yeah.
when Conan was like, "Yo, fuck you, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Fuck NBC. I'm
Me
going
and Mike
to
were
TBS."
talking about fucking Conan the other day.
Dude,
Conan's the
Conan's
best.
show.
He's the
It
best.
was the early ones.
Even now, dude, it's still funnier
No,
than like
Conan's hilarious, but that show used to be just incredible.
Triumph.
Yes.
For me to poop on.
For me to put, it's this guy.
It's the guy, the blink guy.
The robbery. Was the robbery first season?
Yes, first season.
What episode is the robbery?
We're in the apartment. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 10.
Season 3, episode 6. Or season 2, episode 6. Excuse me.
Okay, so it's hard to find these. Joel Hornick. That's after. I'm
Joel
almost trying to
Rifkin.
just see it. Like, I don't know how to find. Oh, there we go. Season 1, the robbery. Okay, it's on the bottom.
Joel Rifkin.
Mail on Bonnie season 2.
No, Mail and
Tony
Ronnie season
Remark.
1.
Phone message. The apartment. There we go.
The apartment.
Statue. There's a description long. Here we go. Statue. Okay. So, sorry about that. So we're back after Jerry's Publishers Clearance House bit. You know, he's wearing a blazer with shoulder pads in it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker looks like Jim McMahon. So, goes to this next scene. They're in Jerry's apartment. Jerry and Kramer are moving a box in, an old box from
Yeah.
basement storage. George is on the couch, not helping anybody.
He says, "Oh, don't get up."
Yes.
We got it. We're good.
Mentioned something about cleaning the apartment, and Kramer finds his, the statue in the box. George sees this and says, "Oh my God, I had that when I was a kid."
Yeah.
His parents had the statue.
My parents had a statue. They loved it. It was their prized possession, and he broke it
It's weird.
singing what?
He broke it
MacArthur
he
Park.
At
was
age
singing-
10.
He was singing MacArthur Park.
The part where it says, "I'll never have the recipe again."
Yeah.
Yes.
And he lets it go.
Insert song, Roman.
All right.
Bung. So, real quick, little tidbit about that. That was not originally supposed to be MacArthur Park.
Really?
Yes.
The original
yes.
song that they were going to use was
I read that.
"No Cure for Summertime Blues."
Ain't no cure for the summer.
So, they are arguing over who's going to get it. Clearly, you think Kramer would just give it to him,
Right.
but George was a little insistent in his approach. You know,
Yes.
if he probably approached it softer, Kramer would have given it to him. They argue back and forth. He says, "I'm not going to do hot potato, but I'll do Inka Dinka."
Yes.
He does think of
Inka Dinka, I never heard of that until this.
Me neither.
We knew Eeny Meeny Miny Mo.
It's,
Yeah,
it's the
me
same
too.
thing.
Easy manipulation, and I don't understand when kids were fucking young.
Yeah, assholes.
I would run through it right in my head. I would be sit there and I'd be like, I would literally be talking more like this just while I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
That's
And I would know if I had to start on me or start on you. That's what I based it
Yeah.
all off of. It was
Wait.
just the start,
real quick though.
and I would add things.
That's what I
My
was about
mother
to say.
said to pick
Sure.
the very best one,
And that
which
is
is Y-O-U,
red, white, and blue.
because of poo, because it's you, and I will
Yeah,
not
you
stop
just keep
saying
going.
that, and I'll
That's
keep,
weird.
yeah, bro,
Just
oh
keep
my
firing
god,
off. Yeah,
some
yeah.
kids would be like, whoa, that's the longest version I ever
Yeah.
heard. I'm like, yeah,
Well, that's like the
why
kids in
that's
my-
why you're it, buddy.
Elementary school kids would be like, rock, paper, scissors, shoot, and then they'd be like, yo, I got gun, and you're just dead. And I'm like, fuck out of here.
That's like when you do a thumb war and someone will
kids-
put their hand down and call it bird poop.
yeah.
Oh my god, I thought you were answering a phone.
It's weird.
What
You,
the
you
fuck?
got you guys had strange
I
rules.
thought you were answering a phone. You were like,
No.
I thought I heard but it was you blowing your nose.
Why would my phone sound like a
I
walkie-talkie?
thought you had a Nextel.
Like,
I thought someone. You
Roger,
chirped.
over
You got
and
chirped.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get Nextel. Let's get a family plan. It's probably like $8.
Yo,
We don't even need the phone part.
Do you think we could
just
still
got
use the
chirp.
no-
I dealt with the Eeny Meeny Miny Mo.
Yeah,
Inca
same.
Dinka was so Inca Dinka.
or
I don't even know how the Inca-
bubblegum in a dish.
I do remember the bubblegum
Bubblegum.
in a dish. How many?
You put your
minutes
foot
do you
in.
wish? I remember people would bust that out, but I didn't like it.
Don't trust it.
It made me want bubblegum when they sang it. To be honest, I wanted a whole dish
Some
of
big
bubblegum.
league,
I had some
some
bubblegum
big
right
league
now.
chew.
Ooh,
Yo, we should get some big league chew for next week.
what's up? We can fire that off.
It's
And
good.
astronaut ice cream. So
Fuck yeah.
he goes.
astronaut ice
He is it. It is good. It is very good. Kramer throws him the statue. So Kramer
And he
clearly
freaks
just
out.
yes, he catches it. And real quick side note, Kramer goes, "I'm just gonna keep the hat and the shoes and the jacket, like Joe Friday from Dragnet."
Yeah.
And they kept having multiple Dragnet references in this because the one writer was obsessed with Dragnet.
Really?
And he just he kept
He found an angle to work Dragnet in, so he
said,
ran
"Fuck
with
it, let's give this shit some some references." So they walk out and he's like, "It's good." He has to ask him. Jerry's like, "No, man." He said, "You can thank me for that. It is bad, very bad." And it is.
bad.
Yeah, you're
Of
it.
course, you're it. Kids
If you're
run
playing
from
tag and
you.
you're it,
You're
yes, it is
You
not.
suck.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I can't believe Jerry wasn't able to manipulate that and not make him it.
I can't believe Kramer didn't catch on.
Yeah, Kramer's usually on that shit.
Yeah.
You know, he probably had to go move and bust a trap anyway.
Facts.
So they
Busting
bust.
traps.
They go to the next scene. Rava and Elaine are at Jerry's. Rava is a character, and Elaine wants to. She's a writer, a
Yes.
famous writer, and Elaine wants to edit her book, or is editing her book.
She's editing her book.
Yes, Rava says. Well, she says right here she cut off the other editors, and she wants Elaine to do it, and she's just the epitome of fucking miserable.
yes.
Yeah.
Smoking
she's-
hot. She's smoking
Yeah,
it right
Euro
now.
trash. Typical.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Ripping
yeah.
a cig right in Jerry's apartment.
Of course.
They smoking there often, though.
Of course.
And Ray comes in, and he's wearing the purple varsity jacket,
Yes.
and he is talking crazy. So
He's
this
got a
is
great
what-
monologue.
You must be
here.
Jerry, Lord of the Manor.
Yes, yeah. What does he say, Roman?
You must be Jerry,
Well,
Lord of the
He
Manor.
does like a
He
whole,
does a whole thing, but then that's the one that really
he does
sticks
like a
in.
whole bow, and
Yeah.
it's great. It's great.
Yeah. He's a real theater kid.
He's right. He's
He
really,
very much seems he
He
reminds me of a
carries
lot
the
of
air
kids.
of a pretentious,
I used to-
mannerly, affected actor.
Yeah. he's-
Affected with an A.
Yeah, he reminds me of a lot of kids. I used to
Greetings,
know.
greetings, and salutations. I beg your forgiveness. My tardiness was unavoidable. Rava, my love, Elaine, dear friend, and you must be Jerry, Lord of the Manor. Ah, my liege, a pleasure to serve you. He bows. This fucking guy is out of
He's out of
fucking hand.
He's great though.
He
Yeah,
is. He
he's
is. He's
fucking
great.
great.
He's a great. He's
And
a great
I,
guy.
real quick, some of the other people that were up for this part,
Great
are-
actors,
but
Yeah.
I don't think
Wait,
would be
really?
nearly as funny
No, the only other
as who this
Who
guy
else
is.
was up for it?
Hank Azaria
Hank
Really?
Azaria, and
and
who else?
Tony Shalhoub.
you know who
Wow.
Shalhoub is?
No.
Yeah, Monk.
He played Monk Cafe,
Wait,
and he
Monk?
also was in Wings.
Also in one of my, a movie I like a lot, The Siege, with Denzel Washington
Yes,
and
yes.
Annette Bening, which
Never
was
saw
a
it.
wild. Never saw that wild movie.
Good.
It came out in the late '90s, but it's
I'm into
basically
that.
if there was crazy Islamic fundamentalist terrorism in New York.
The
and they
Siege.
Yes.
I'm
And
watching.
they had to
this.
shut down. What if they had to put New York under martial law, Manhattan?
Oh
And
man.
Bruce Willis is the general,
And
I got it.
Denzel's in it.
and Denzel, and
Yep,
Dude,
it's a good
who
one.
else? Tony
Denzel in the
Shalhoub,
late '90s had fucking
Annette Bening.
hits. I
And
was
a
just
Bening.
talking about Training Day this morning. I'm
a
watching
great
Really
movie.
good
Siege.
movie. I think I have it on DVD somewhere, but it was looking back now, you were like,
I'll have a couple
you-
of
you-
your DVDs.
what do you have?
Motherfucking Coolie High, fucking cruising, and one more or two more, I think.
So, Roman, should I keep going?
Yeah.
All right, so Rava instantly, right away, we have to get back to work. The second Ray comes in, and Ray says, "Your palace shall sparkle like the stars in heaven upon your safe arrival, sire." Jerry says, "The toilet brush is under the sink." They leave. It goes into a stand-up scene. Jerry's talking about how he could not be a maid, and just how he you're sitting there with your sofa. They go by with the vacuum. I'm really sorry about this. Well, he's just talking about the whole. He couldn't be.
Yeah, he feels cheap. That he would have a mess, and they see the mess. Then why wouldn't you clean this?
Yeah.
Who leaves a mess?
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
So, the next scene, they're back in Jerry's apartment. He's raving about Ray's cleaning, and Ray, he cleaned everything.
He
seems like a good housekeeper.
He does.
Very detail oriented. He says he uncoagulated the top of the dishwashing liquid. Listen, can I tell you something? I hate when the top of the soap is crazy. I wash it, and when I wash it, I think of this everything. No, I wash, but what you do is you close it and give it the good wipe, but instead of you get all the soap all around.
Yeah,
Sometimes I just close it and run it under the sink.
That works.
It's soap; it cleans itself.
Yeah, of course,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but this makes me think of that every time I wipe that off. This episode, I go, it makes me think of this. He cleaned out the bottom of the little egg cups in the fridge. That's crazy.
He got the whole area between the refrigerator and the counter.
The small little. That's crazy.
Can
I be honest? I feel like whenever I clean my kitchen, I don't know if I clean a little better because of this episode, but I do think of these details in this episode.
Cleaning the kitchen is the worst clean job, I think.
He says he must be like Rubber Man. Lane says there's no Rubber Man, which is pretty funny.
There's Plastic Man.
Elastic Man. So they're leaving. They go to Rava's house. Jerry's going with her. They get to Rava's house. Again, Rava's smoking. Always smoking. Jerry's wearing trainer SCs again. And Rava says, Ray is late as usual. There is Ray, late as usual. The cast loved that quote so much that for years they would just say it to each other. Like us saying whatever, they'd probably just be like, "There's Ray, late as usual." They would just say it to each other. For years. It was like an ongoing thing because it was pretty funny. Jerry walks in, he sees that statue right there, or he sees it, and he knows it's his. There's no way. There's just no.
His eyes averted to it.
Yes.
He knew it was him.
Yeah.
There's no way that's not stolen, right? Because the thing is, we don't. I mean, it's not really. We know what happens, but do you
see a stolen item
think
in a friend's house or in someone's house?
I've seen stolen items. Yes, definitely seen stolen items places.
Stolen from your house.
If I think hard enough, probably. And I know stories. I heard someone we know one time gifted somebody something. I think that's the story.
Yeah.
And then the thing went missing. And the person who gifted to them was wearing the stolen thing. They took their gift back.
They took their gift back.
It's a thing I heard. Crazy. Yeah. So, Jerry calls. Oh, so Jerry goes, I know how we can figure it out. We'll call Kramer. He'll go in. He'll check on the.
Does Ray come in?
Yes, Ray comes in. Oh wait, oh yeah. So look, hold on.
When he comes in,
yeah, here. So look here. Yeah, let's have Ray coming in. So
he's coming in. Ray comes in, and he's got a look on his face, and automatically perks up. The Jerry's here, and he goes in.
Well, he comes in mad, and then he sees them, and he jumps right into character.
Right, he jumps right.
And they
into
really
character.
display that character because actually, you know what? I just answered my question because you see, he really is a fucking scumbag. He's a dickhead.
He's full of shit.
So he definitely stole it. But what I'm saying is, this is Ray. Well, this is an unexpected surprise and delight. The once and future king of comedy, Jerry the First, gracing our humble abode. Rava, we're in the presence of royalty. Really, Ray? Relax.
And
how do you even have these words?
Yeah, well, he's He's probably a fucking English major.
Or theater major.
Right. Some right pretentious douchebag shit.
Hey, Ray, listen, you did a really tremendous job cleaning the apartment. Ray. But I didn't just clean your apartment. It was a ritual, a ceremony, a celebration of life.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be out on a ledge somewhere? Jerry says to him.
And then immediately, doesn't Rava get on his shit?
Well, he sits down and he kind of like falls into himself because he is more than willing to do anything for Jerry and play his character. And then the second Rava says, the water's boiling tea. So she says, Ray, would you give me a hand? And he, breaking character, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
flops
yeah.
his arms. He don't want to help her. He don't have to be.
Upset.
That's why she probably likes him, because he's not this character around her. He's like a miserable sack of crap like she is.
Yeah.
So Jerry is pointing to the statue. He's telling Elaine it's stolen. She's like, please don't mess this up. I got to edit this book. This is huge for me.
Yeah.
We'll call Kramer. He'll look in the apartment and let me know. Ray pops out. Do you take sugar? They both say no. So he calls Kramer, and this is hilarious because this happens all the time in the show. Whenever George calls Jerry, Jerry pretends to not know who it is.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Jerry calls Kramer, and he goes, clearly, Jerry who? Seinfeld, your next door neighbor.
Yeah.
It's Jerry from next door. Yes, Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Like he was
Like
insistent.
there's multiple Jerrys from
Yeah.
next door.
So
Well, when you're calling up the pot guy from a strange number,
yes.
you know what I mean?
Which,
Of course he doesn't know who it is.
yeah, which Jerry
You're
is it?
calling me from a goofy number. I don't, who Jerry? You're whispering.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is true. And look, this plays back on the episode with the phone message because remember she's like, George, why are you telling me your father wears his sneakers in the pool? They're terrible at excuses.
Yeah.
So Jerry's on the phone with Kramer and they catch him because Rava comes out and he says, Ma, I told you, just dip the bread in the batter and put it
Yeah.
right in the pan. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
He always comes up with some lame excuse.
know.
on
The worst
telephone.
excuses ever. My mother, she forgot how to make French toast. You know how mothers are. And Rava, my mother left us when we were 6 years
Yeah.
old. When I was 6 years old, all 7 of us. 7.
Yeah.
We never heard from her again. I hope she's riding in an alley somewhere. Jerry, my mom's in Florida. She got one of those condos. Never been down there. So
It's really hot. He said,
Ray enters with a tray of pastries. I love these pastries. In Scandinavian mythology, the pastries were the food of the gods.
The
fucking
pastry.
great.
Pastries.
That's so great.
Pastries.
He's
It's
full
so
of
broad
shit.
too. It's such a broad
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
pastries.
Scandinavian mythology. What?
They were eating fucking crawlers.
And Jerry's got to get out of there, so he says, listen, I just remembered I'm getting a facial. They go to bounce. How about dinner?
Dinners for suckers.
Yeah, Jerry says, no, I don't eat dinner. It's for suckers, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, I want to start saying that to people.
Yeah, dinners for suckers.
You know, or breakfast, lunch, whatever. Just,
Yeah,
just
that's for
anything I don't like for suckers.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, the next scene, they are in Jerry's apartment. And they're all there. And Kramer says, let's go get him.
Yeah.
He wants
He's
to go.
adamant.
Wants
Yeah,
to
Kramer
fucking
wants to
get
go.
him.
Let's go get him. Jerry says, yeah, all right. And Elaine just goes, can you just let it go? Kramer, again, you want to go get him? Elaine says, you should forget it. And George is like, I already told my parents. Come on. My mom's making her roast potatoes. This is,
Yeah.
I need this. They're so happy. He just wants to please them.
No, Estelle
They're having a
Costanza,
celebration about it.
Estelle Costanza makes certain things. She must make certain things like
Yeah.
extremely well.
Paella.
Paella, right? The roasted potatoes.
Couple things, yeah. She really kills it.
She really shines in a few areas.
Yeah.
But then you hear Frank,
Yeah.
and he does not like.
crab
Well,
cakes
her
are
food's
dry,
Well,
what does it say?
yeah, but Frank is a jam in the kitchen.
Apparently,
Croquettes are
allegedly.
mealy.
Oily.
Oily.
Crab cakes are dry. Crab cakes.
Again, Kramer, I say
Delectable
we
from
get him.
Andy's Diner. Fire off there.
Well, we're heading there next.
Get yourself a
I
crab
say we
cake.
get him. Elaine, no. Jerry, I'll call him. So Jerry calls him, and Again, a little side note here. It's the first time he ever refers to the cafe as Monks.
As Monk's Cafe.
He says, "Meet me at Monks." He says, "You know the cafe, Monks." And it's funny because that's George. Kramer keeps saying get him, and you can tell like Jerry and George would probably say no to getting him before Kramer said no.
Right.
But even those two being like non-confrontational guys, when Elaine's like, "Can we just not get him?" Those two look at each other.
No, they gotta get
Just
him.
no, like they want to just go.
No, I
fucking
wouldn't be able to let
you
that
know.
go either.
No, I'm getting that.
Yeah.
So, the next scene, they're at Monk's, and George and Jerry are sitting there back to back in different booths.
Yeah.
And
Doing a sting.
George to Jerry with all out turning. He said 1 o'clock. He's late. He is always late. Ray's always late.
Ray's
as usual.
always late. It's his thing. It's part of his. Doesn't Jerry say it's part of his MO?
Part of his MO, yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes in. He says, right away, "I can't believe you asked me about the statue. He's got the varsity jacket on again."
Yeah.
I feel like they put him in that to make him just look
Seem
even
younger.
more of a
Yeah.
I think it was
and
seen
fraudy
younger.
a little bit. Like you think a guy maybe his high caliber wouldn't be wearing like jeans and a varsity jacket. I feel like
Right.
just makes it the whole thing seem
Right.
fraudulent.
In front
Do you
of
know how much-
Rava, he says. Yeah.
Yes, you know how much trouble you got me in too. Ravo's standing right next to me. Never told her where I got it. Jerry right away he just assumes he's admitting to stealing it. And he says, "Give it back. What are you talking about?" And Jerry says, "What are you talking about?" So he says, "You know, Ray, I had a statue in my house. You were there. Then I saw it in the house. Are you saying I stole your statue? I can't believe what I'm hearing."
Yeah.
And George is back there repeating everything Jerry's saying.
Yes,
He's getting
yeah.
He's
pissed
getting fired up because there's
Then he
not.
gets into fucking. He's like, "Oh, I got it from the pawn shop."
Well, yes, but that's where he says, for your information, I got the statue from a pawn shop. Yes,
See?
a pawn shop in Chinatown. With the
don't
money
have
I earned from cleaning people's apartments.
You can fire
And
one
cleaning
of
them out, George says. And cleaning them out.
Yeah.
Jerry elbows him. Excuse me. Look, Ray, you were the only person in my house. What's behind this? Is Rava, isn't it? Again with the Rava, you
Yeah.
want her. They're always accusing Jerry of wanting
someone. Yeah.
Rava or being, wanting
jealous
their love.
of their love.
Their love,
Yes. Yeah.
And George is like, "What is this Rava?"
You want it. Jerry
Yeah.
says, "No, she's a little too cheery for me."
That's
And he says,
great.
"She's from Finland. Finland, do you understand?
Do
Yeah.
you know anything about the Finn?
Are they
Finns?
sad?
It's dismal up there.
You know,
Really.
you know that
It's not. It's like
it's like
cloudy.
Alaska.
It's cloudy. It's cold. They fish. They drink.
It's, bro,
Yeah, it's dark. It's
Sounds
dark.
like-
you know what
like
we
most
found
of the
out? We
time.
knew someone that dated someone from Alaska, and so no one's closer. Your best friend's like 45 minutes away. You got to drive to each other. You know what I mean? It's not like out here. So I'd call you or you. I'd be like, "Drew, you know what? I want to hang out tonight, but I was going to come, but I'm depressed." Most people are like, "Depressed? What do you mean?" But there tomorrow, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'm good." They use depression like it's like a sick. Like you got, "Oh, I just got hit with a little depression right now. I'll be good tomorrow." But it's because they're in perpetual darkness for fucking
Yeah.
6 months. Then it goes to light
love
for 6
that.
months. It'd
Yeah,
be great.
I don't think I'd like the light.
But isn't that
part.
nutty? Like if I called you, I was like, "Yeah, I was gonna ride out to you, but I'm just feeling real depressed tonight. But maybe tomorrow we'll link up in the morning and get some breakfast."
What's up with like Anchorage though? Like,
I think that's probably more developed and not maybe. I don't know. All I know is this is from someone that lived out there. I don't know what part. I just know they were far away from
Right.
from people, and they use depression as
tomorrow. No,
So,
I want a picture there.
I'm sure the Finns are like that. So is it me?
I watched. It was like Anthony Bourdain did something up there.
that
that's
guy,
right.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best.
He is the best.
So, they're going back and forth, and Ray says, "I would love to take you down to the shop where I got it." Jerry says that's not necessary. George fucking slams his menu. Jerry says maybe it's not an idea. Ray, and I would love to. Nothing would please me more. But unfortunately, the guy retired and moved to Singapore. Singapore, do you hear this? This is just George is talking out loud at this point. He's not even hiding that. He says, if you really want, maybe I can contact the guy in Singapore and have him make a photo stat of the receipt and send it over. A photostat. 91 we're
Sales
talking.
receipt.
Yeah. A photostat. He has it with him in Singapore.
Sure. Why wouldn't he have his record?
Listen, you
He
never
brought,
know.
he brought all his files. So George fucking snaps. That's it. That's it. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. Where are you going,
Say,
Slapper?
Roman.
I can't take it anymore. George gets up from the chair, confronts Ray. You stole the statue. You're a thief. You're a liar. Ray's wondering who this is. They go back and forth a little bit. George says, I'm the fucking judge. The fucking, oh, actually, I'm sorry. That didn't happen yet. So he says, I have to get going. I have a class. George says, a class at Columbia? Let me tell you something, pal. I called the registrar's office. I checked you out. They have no record of Ray Thomas. And, what's his fucking, here? Yeah, Ray Thomas Wojcinski is what he claims.
He's under his name.
His
Ray
legal
Thomas
name.
Ray Thomas is his
Professional name. He's a fucking, he's a maid.
Right. Well, yeah.
Well, yes, yeah, I guess so, yeah. But right now, he's currently
made.
a maid,
Right.
yeah. You mean alias, he says. And as soon as he says, you're starting to make me angry, George backs right down.
George
So,
does not even, he talks shit.
yeah, but he does not want any
He
confrontation.
don't want no smoke at all.
Nothing. So, he leaves, and Jerry, as he's leaving, goes, how did you get the goop out of the top of the dishwashing liquid? It was like a brand new nozzle. I think him just being so adamant about it is what really makes me focus on that when I clean. I'm telling you, it's this episode. So the next scene, they're in the, Elaine and Rava are in the elevator. Well, they're getting ready to get in the elevator at the publishing place.
Rob is smoking.
Yeah, exactly. Rava is smoking, walking into the elevator, and at first they're talking nicely about what they did, and she says, we made love for hours like animals, and then the next cut of the elevator, they're going back and forth.
Yeah,
About what they were trying to
By
avoid.
the time they got to the floor, they're up there. Right, they're beefing.
And she says, you're just jealous of us.
Yeah.
I love.
"Our love. Everyone's jealous of their love."
Yeah, she claims. Claims there's a jealousy. Let's see.
Reminds me of one of my favorite Will Ferrell characters. Do you guys remember The Lovers? Do you? Roman,
We'll
do
eat
you ever-
we'll eat grapes and ham under the moonlight. Jimmy
our
Fallon
bellies
can't stop
full of
laughing.
goat meat.
Yes, Mike.
Hunches.
Yes,
I
Mike showed me that.
we had some.
Wait, our friend Barbara Hernandez.
Yes, Mike showed me that. Goat meat.
He's like, we filled ourselves on hunches of goat. Hunches.
Haunches.
What the fuck cut is a hunch?
Haunches?
Yeah, a hunch.
Come,
It's right here.
make
Right here.
love with
Ah, fuck!
There's another one. He goes, come make love with me on Huff's Edge.
Hearth's edge.
They're laying in front of a fireplace.
Hearth.
That one, they're at like a mountain resort.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
So as they are getting into, Ray's very upset over these accusations. So you think he stole it? Well, you have to admit circumstantial evidence. I admit nothing. Someone's asking her to put out the cigarette. He says, Elaine, they're talking more about it. She says it's a big coincidence. And this is kind of funny because I don't know how I feel on this. She says it's not a big coincidence. There's no big coincidence or small ones. It's just coincidence because it is a coincidence. Like, what do you think on that? Do you think there's degrees of coincidence?
It's like.
Well, let's give an example.
It's like pregnant. You're either pregnant, you're not pregnant. You're not almost pregnant. You're not a little pregnant.
Give me a coincidence example. So, I mean, well, just one. There was a statue. Ray went in. Next thing you know, the statue's at their house. The
They have the
coincidence would be
same-
that they both have the same statue.
Same statue, right?
Now,
Yeah.
would that be would that be small coincidence, regular coincidence, or big coincidence?
You know what? I
What
guess-
if you went to the house and you had Jerry's shoes, you had Jerry's wallet, you had his same phone, you had his chair, you had his TV, you had the statue, and you had all his plates? Is that a big coincidence? Because you'd be like, you have everything? Because I would say a small coincidence would be me and you both having
Well, no, that sounds
the same-
deliberate, though.
But would we have the same, we had the same coincidental. If me and you took these from somewhere else, thinking they were each other's because they had the same.
Right.
That might be small, but if me and you had the same rig, same
Tool.
tool, same dab.
I do have that tool.
That's what I'm saying. We could. It might. I don't know. I feel like.
Roman, what do you think?
I feel like
I mean,
Rava's
listen.
off. I feel like Rava's so glum. Is that the word? Glum.
Yeah.
That she won't say there's a degree of coincidence, but I think there is.
Yeah. She's just trying to be like.
I thought there
tough.
wasn't until I just thought of that. I thought she
She's
was right.
indifferent.
And now I think, there is degrees of coincidency.
Yeah.
She says, "Ask anyone." She's smoking the cigarette, and the guy goes, "Please put that out." And she says, "Maybe I'll put it out in your face."
Yeah.
And Elaine says, "Maybe shouldn't you be out on the ledge somewhere?"
Yeah.
So that pops to the next scene in Jerry's apartment. George is telling his parents, and what happens?
Yeah.
No
She
potatoes.
cancels the
No
potatoes.
potatoes.
George is
Canceled.
fucking upset. No roast
Yeah,
potatoes,
no.
I
man.
would be too.
Yeah, it's well. I mean, right now I'm starving, so I would.
Oh
love
my
some
god,
roast
I'm
potatoes.
ravenous.
Ravenous. Stop using that word. You use it way too
Yeah,
often.
but it's applicable.
Apple gabble. So, yeah, his mom doesn't react to disappointment not very well. And here's Kramer. I'm not happy about this.
He's not.
Yeah.
And here goes another thing. They just say some wild shit in the show sometimes. Elaine, who's totally against it. Why don't we just throw a Molotov cocktail through their window? So
Yeah.
she's suggesting arson,
Well, it's probably because of her negative interaction with
murder.
motherfucking Rava.
But I'm just saying, she's suggesting
No, I know.
extreme payback from not wanting to have any involvement before.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
That's
it goes a lot. Elaine also had a dog kidnapped. She was on
Yeah.
some shit.
She's
Yeah,
gonna have the
dude.
dog killed.
She's done some other things. What about the she didn't she almost kill the neighbor's cat? She
She,
defeated me.
she electrocuted the socket,
Yeah,
and then the
man.
cat's electronic feeder wouldn't
So
go.
it went off.
They had to slide the meat under the door.
So,
Classic.
here we go. Yes. We go to the next scene, Ray's apartment. Police open up. It's Kramer. Ray is looking at the statue. I mean, they're clearly indicating
Yeah.
this fucking
That he
thing is
stole it,
stolen, and
fucking
he's
right.
coveting it. Yeah.
Fucking right.
So this motherfucker, and Kramer comes and he says, "Freeze, mother."
Freeze, mama.
Yeah. Well, here it says mother.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I have mama
Interesting.
written down, but yeah, I
think
thought
it
that was
is
funny.
Mama, but it's interesting that they let.
Yeah, I
me-
think it is. I think it actually is
Reflect
mama.
that.
Freeze, mama. Ray says, "Hey," he throws him against the wall. Shut him, spread him. I said, "Spread him." You're in big trouble, son. Burglary, grand larceny, possession of stolen goods, and murder. And Raymer just keeps him against that wall. He finds that statue fast.
Goodsey tell him make love to that wall.
Yeah, make
pervert.
love to the
Yeah,
wall.
we want that life to that wall pervert.
He calls him a pervert. He says, "Your name, Ray?" Yeah. He says, "You're the punk I'm looking for." He looks at the array of statues. See, I didn't even notice that. I guess Ray has a
There's
bunch
like
of statues.
few,
See, I
yeah,
didn't
there's
realize
like a
that.
few more.
We need to hold that statue.
What if it turns out he didn't steal it and Ray just had statues?
Okay, well, it's interesting because
wow.
he did
Never
have
noticed
other
that.
tchotchkes on his fucking wall.
He grabs the statue, puts it in the duffel bag. Ray says, "Hey, are you a cop?" "Yeah, I'm a cop. I'm a damn good cop. Today's your lucky day, Junior. I'm going to let you go." He leaves. Rolls into the next scene. Kramer is telling everyone to come into Jerry's. It's George, Elaine, Jerry. Kramer looks like he just got done a hard day of on the beat as a cop.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
he
like an
does.
old school detective. And, he's stretching his suspenders. And he shows them the statue. And they can't believe it. He calls it the hubbub. So, that's what he says. Pretty corny line. I didn't take him. I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't take him to people's court.
Yeah.
And George is so happy. He's going to get the roasted potatoes. His mom's going to be great. She doesn't have to be disappointed. They're going to love him. Everything's going to be fine. And as he's looking at it longingly, Kramer slaps him on the back.
Yeah. And there it
And
goes.
George drops it. Butterfingers.
Smashes that fucking thing. That's it. And it goes into just this last little bit in the stand-up. and Jerry's talking about people stealing from you. And it's it's another corny little bit about Fortress of Security and da 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 da. Da. And oh no, I'm sorry. That's what he talks about. Leaving your shit in your sneaker at the beach.
Yes.
He's like, you want to go in the water, you want to hide all your whole
Oh,
shit
in
in
the
your sneaker. That's
sneaker.
pretty funny because that is dumb,
That's what you
and
do.
everyone.
It's real stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought of that.
Well, I
but
feel like it's like that out of sight, out of mind type.
yeah, it's just
fucking-
crazy. It's nutty. So that's the end of the show. And it's another good one. That was really a funny episode. And brought a lot of the character traits out in a lot of people.
And it also is a great episode for, secondary characters like Ray and
Yeah.
Rava having a
Yeah.
big part. Making fucking jokes and being memorable.
Yeah.
You remember Ray. You remember them both
Yeah.
because they're so outrageous.
in, different,
you know.
in the opposite ways.
Norit Capel, who played Rava, was Richard Lewis's ex-girlfriend, and Jerry's friends with her, and she was on the set being real troublesome and being a problem. And
Really?
yeah, she would like snap back at people, and she was doing it because she knew Jerry. She thought she could like be
And
that
that-
way.
and-
Really?
And Jerry said, "You know what? Norit?" This is a quote. He said, "Talking to you is like driving a truck full of nitroglyceride, down a bumpy road."
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, she clearly was kind of a see you next Tuesday in real life.
Yeah.
Another quick fact, the original elevator argument wasn't going to be about them stealing and all that. It was just going to be a quick back and forth about who was better person, Jerry or Ray. Just them arguing who was better. And there's a few other early draft. That was most of like the extra like tidbits about this episode. In an early draft, Jerry's grandfather was named in this.
Yeah.
Irving Seinfeld.
Irving.
Irving.
That's funny.
Crazy, right?
Irv.
Marla the
Irv.
Virgin
Irv.
auditioned for Rava, but didn't get it. That would have been another person
That
who
was-
couldn't have played it.
No, not with that accent. You need that. Like,
Guess what? She was in Marla. She was also
Frasier.
she was heavy in Frasier.
She
Ah,
was a
interesting.
big role in Frasier.
Interesting.
I think Michael Richards said this episode and one other episode, maybe season 12 of this episode 12 of this season or another season, I'm not sure. It defined Kramer. That's like he said those really made him like
Yeah, I
yeah,
can see that.
I
the
see that.
Kramer
I see that. Yeah.
character out.
He's always got some disguises going or some aliases.
Yeah. He's
Oh, that
always
was the
ready to
line
do
I forgot to
something.
say when he says, "It's you looked me up under my full name." He
Ray
says,
Thomas
"That's my
Morchinski.
full name." He's like, "My state. This is my stage name."
My
and he
professional
says,
name.
Yes, and he says, "You mean alias?"
Yes, so good. But yeah, that's pretty much that episode. That one was that one's great though.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one of the standouts, man. I mean, we're how many episodes are in?
We're 10 episodes deep.
But how many episodes
Oh,
are
I don't
in this
know.
season?
I
I
never
think
look
it's
at
a
it like
little
that.
bit longer than season 1, but still not to their full like 20 or whatever.
Awesome.
I think it's
Wow.
like 12 or something.
I want to hold on. I want to grab something real quick. This is a show real quick before we.
Oh, I know what he's grabbing.
What's he grabbing, Roman?
The toys. Oh my god, Drew, I'm fucking starving.
I'm gonna just probably maybe just have a bowl of cereal or something. Fucking
Maybe I'll get a quesadilla from Wawa. I feel like that's maybe like a little more health conscious than a hoagie.
Does your other quesadilla? I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
why don't you just get like a fucking salad or?
not from Wawa.
No.
Those greens aren't fresh, especially not this time of night.
So I wanted to show these characters because I'm about to get the second wave of them from the guy. I figured I'd give him a shout out and let him know that we did that. Let me just pull up his eBay name and show these off. These are really fucking dope. So this is weird, but it's eBay user DC4 DL4-3.
You don't have
That's all I
that
know.
extra
He don't have like any other social media. I tried to get at him. He might have a Facebook or something, but DC number 4 DL4-3. So he made these one-off custom figures of Elaine, Jerry, George, and Kramer, and they're all from GI Joes that he repurposed. They're pretty cool. He added these jewel cases that you can open up, which are pretty sick. So this is the back. This is the backing of them. You know, Elaine there. Little tidbit about her, and then the character in the dress here.
Yeah.
This one's awesome because one leg's smaller than the other, so it's like hilarious. But they're pretty good customs. The way he,
and
way
she's
he
got
made
the
them.
backpack.
Her extra. He included extras that were not listed with them, and her extra was the backpack, which I thought was fucking awesome. The next one we have here, Kramer with the risk board.
The risk was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, Kramer's good. You know, up close they look kind of funny, but they're awesome because I really like the bootleg.
That's
custom
what's
look.
great about it. They're one of one,
No,
right?
you're getting these. He also just released a second set that we're gonna get here. Yeah, this is great. Then we have Jerry in the puffy shirt. He comes with 2 boxes of Junior Mints, which is great. Hilarious.
Spare a little change for an old Buccaneer.
Spare a little change for an old Buccaneer.
It's really not a bad looking shirt.
Look, even under here you can see the old backing of them, but you know, we'll fix that. And then George is really the creme de la creme here.
Yes.
Because he's got the Henry VIII suit on. With human fun. And look at the picture, Kruger's office.
Oh wow, that's pretty
Oh
sick.
man, that's
and
awesome.
it came with the helmet. The hat comes off. I was hoping that it came, and he sent me a little fucking thing of extras. So
He was trying to get back at Ruthie Cohen.
yeah, look, these are
And
unpunched.
Ed Lloyd Braun.
Unpunched,
Nice.
1 of 1. These will probably never get remade, but if they do, these are
They
the
would
first
never
ones.
look the same.
Yeah, they'll look totally different. And he added this cool little bit right here,
Diorama.
which is
Yeah,
Jerry's apartment, so you could like set them up if you want. Oh, here you go. I have okay. So his Facebook is Hanger327, and he does customs. Right now, he has a bunch of like Friends toys up that he made, characters. So, but yeah, this guy really kills it. And he has anything for sale on eBay can be purchased for a discount if you contact him at the Facebook page. Hanger327customs@gmail.com. He's the man. Thanks, guys. That was, episode 6, season 2.
Yeah.
Roman,
And 5. 5 and 6.
we did a double header.
We did a double header. We fucking did that. I was a little tired, a little stoned at first, but now I'm ready to go. We're going to go get some fucking food,
I'm
too.
tired. Where
Yeah.
are we going?
Fucking
fucking
Andy's,
knows?
man. You
Yeah,
know
we're
where
going
we're
to
going.
No, I'm not going to.
Roman's going to Andy's.
I'm not going to Andy's.
Thanks, guys. Hanger327 at Facebook.
Roman, you want to take us out?
That's it. All right, guys. See you next week.
Peace.